Okay, good morning friends. Today we'll start the unit number 1, that is lecture number 2. The second topic is handoff strategies. In this handoff strategies, handoff is nothing but what? When the user is moving from one location to other location, he is changing the number of BTS and number of frequency bands. And when they changing the number of BTS, number of frequency band, the MSC has automatically shift that channel to the other end, other BTS, that is called as handoff. That is handoff start, that is BS1, that is base station 1 and base station 2. Base station 1 is operating at a frequency F1 and base station 2 is operating at a frequency F2. And this handoff start and handoff ends. In a limited period of time, the handoff will be takes place. We'll see the definition of this. What is handoff? When a mobile moves into a different cell while a conversation is in progress. While the conversation is in progress, the MSC automatically transfer the call to a new channel belonging to the new base station. This process of transferring the channel between the two cells is called handoff. The definition will clear you the concept of handoff. When a mobile moves into the different cell, there is a mobile in a F1 that is operating at a base station 1. When the mobile is moves into the different cell while the conversation is progress, when the start speaking in other end of the user is in progress, the MSC, the mobile switching center, will automatically transfer the call to the new channel. What is the channel present in this base station? You are operating the base station of BS1 with the channel 1. That is, MSC will automatically shift that channel to the base station 2. New channel, that is channel 2 belonging to the new base station. This process of transferring the channel between two cells is called as handoff. This process is called as handoff. And this process, the handoff is mainly depends on a power margin. It is mainly depends on a power margin and it is assigned by the symbol that is del. It is depends on the power margin, that is del. So del is equals to PR of H minus of PR of min. PR of H is the high power margin. This is low power margin. The PR of H is of higher power margin and the PR of min is of minimum power margin. And this depends on the power margin, the del. It should not be neither too high, should not be neither too low. That is, del is neither too high and del is neither too low. These are the two concepts are very important in this, the handoff process. That is, power margin is neither too high neither too low. It is depends on mainly the threshold level. If del is too high, if del is too high, it is insufficiently it is burden for the MSC to become the handoff. If it is del is too high, it is MSC will burden for the handoff, that is should be medium. If del is too low, it will not get a sufficient time to get the handoff in a sufficient time. That is what? The del is neither too high, neither too low. If it is too high, the MSC will burden for the handoff. If it is too low, it will not get maximum time to get the handoff. So that is power margin is mainly depends on, it is in a medium level, that is del is equals to PR of H minus of PR of main. That is del is neither too high, neither too low. And the different types of handoffs are present in this. That is types of handoff. The types of handoff is, one is the hard handoff and second is soft handoff. These are the two different types. One is hard handoff, one is soft handoff. These are the diagrams. This is a frequency F1, this is frequency F2, this is frequency F1 and F1. This is base station 1 and base station 2 and base station 1 and base station 2. One more name is called, that is hard handoff, that is called as break before make. The name for soft handoff, make before break. You have to concentrate on this, that the types of handoffs are hard handoff and soft handoff. In hard handoff, that is break before make, before connecting the other end of the user, that before connecting the other BTS you have to break it first, but first you have to break the first connection, after that you have to connect the next connection. So only one connection is available in hard handoff. That is operating frequency is F1 and the operating frequency is F2. There are two frequencies, the different frequencies are operating in this, that is hard handoff. But in the difference between soft handoff is what? Make before break. But first you have to connect the connection to the other end of the user, then you can break the first connection. Though the two connections are available, that is operating on the same frequency, that is soft handoff. Nowadays we are operating on the soft handoff. And one more important, the hard handoff is on only one connection is available. Only one connection is available in this, because you have to break the first connection, next you have to connect to the other connection. So only one connection is available. In this, two connections are available. Two connections are available. Okay. And one more difference in hard handoff, only one connection is available. In this, two connections are available. The disturbance is observed in this. Disturbance is observed. There is no disturbances in this. And one more header, this is less costly. This is less costly. This is more costly. These are the difference between the types of handoff. In this types of handoff, there are two types. One is hard handoff, one is soft handoff. In this hard handoff, that is called as, the name is called as break before make. The soft handoff is make before break. And the one more difference is you are having only one connection in this, and you are having two connections are available in this. The disturbance is observed in hard handoff and no disturbance will be observed in soft handoff. It is less costly as compared to the soft handoff. And the elements of handoff. What are the elements of handoff? In this, one is transmitted power. One is transmitted power. Second, received power. And third is area and shape of cell. These are some of the elements. It depends on the handoff. One is transmitted power. It is mainly depends on the power transmitted power the base station. That is also depends on the received power. There is a clear line of sight between them. There is clear line of sight between the transmitter and receiver. It is not only depends on the transmitter and received power, but it is also depends on the area and shape of cell. It is also depends on the area, how much is the area it is going to cover a particular cell, the particular coverage region, that is also depends on the area, and the shape of cell. The shape you have seen in the lecture number 1. One is circular in shape, one is a square, that is rectangle, and one is hexagonal. But the globally accepted shape is of hexagonal. That is also depends on area and shape of cell. It is not only depends on the transmit and received power, but it is also depends on the area and shape of cell. And we'll see one of the examples, different generation, different types of handoffs in this. You will see this, how this different types of handoff. These are the different BTS present in the particular region. Okay, and this is a BSC 1, and between this the BSC 2, and this is BSC 3, and these two BSC 1 and BSC 3 are connected to the MSC 1, and this is connected to the MSC 2. This is one of the simple example we are taking here. Remember, whenever you are moving on the highways, this is highway, here it is, the vehicle is present, you are present over here. Number of BTS, that is BS1, base station 1, base station 2, base station 3, base station 4, and base station 5. These are the different base station. Whenever you are moving on the highways, you are changing the number of BTS, that is number of base station, and you are changing the number of base station controller. Also you are changing the number of mobile switching centers. How this process happens? Whenever you are moving on the highways, here you are changing the base station 1, you are crossing the base station 1, okay, base station 1 to base station 2, you are crossing base station 1 to base station 2, but this base station 1 and base station are connected to the base station controller 1. It is connected to the base MSC 1, that is mobile switching center 1. It is changing the BSC. It is changing the BS, that is base station. It is not changing the base station controller and mobile switching center. This type of handoff is called as intra BSC handoff. Intra BSC handoff is nothing but just you are changing the base stations. You are not changing the BSC and MSC. MSC and BSC remains same, but you are changing the base station. You come here, the user move from here to here, but here it is also same, that is you are changing the BSC. Okay, BS1 to BS2, here BS2 to BS3, the BSC 1, okay, BSC 1, here it is connected to the BSC 2 and MSC 1. You are changing the BSC, you are changing the base station, you are also changing the BS1 to BS2, that is base station controller, but remains same is MSC. And this type of handoff is called as inter BSC handoff. Getting the point? One more time I will explain. Whenever you are moving the highways, you are changing BS1 to BS2, you are changing the base station, but BSC, that is base station controller, and mobile switching center remains same. This type of handoff is called as intra BSC handoff. Whenever you came from BS2 to BS3, but base station 2 to base station 3, here this connection is BSC1 is for BS2 and BSC2 for BS3, and MSC remains same. And you are changing the base station also, you are changing the base station controller also, but remains same as mobile switching center. This type of handoff is called as inter BSC handoff. Again it is same here, that is you are changing the BS, that is base station, but remains same as base station controller and remains same for MSC. That is this type of handoff is called as again the intra BSC handoff. Intra BSC handoff. And the last, this is when you came from BS4 to BS6, BS4 to BS5. Here you are here. BS4 is connected to BSC2 and the BS5 is connected to BSC3. You are changing the BS, that is base station, and you are changing the base station controller, and also you are changing the mobile switching center too. You are connected to MS1 to MS2. This type of handoff is called as inter MSC handoff. This type of handoff is called as what? Inter MSC handoff. Means you are changing the states from Punjab to Haryana, from Punjab to Delhi, Delhi to Kashmir. This type of handoff, that is you are changing the states. That is called as, that is this type of handoff is called as inter MSC handoff. This is one of the different types of handoffs, are nothing but this type of handoff is called as handoff process. Types of handoffs are very important. One is hard handoff, one is soft handoff. Hard handoff and soft handoff, that is break before make and make before break. This sentence you have to remember this. In so hard handoff you are using the two different frequencies, and soft handoff you are using the same frequency bands. In this you are using the mainly in 3G technology you are using, and this is what the process of handoff. Thank you.